Sumi, come on over, right? Hi, welcome to the webinar. We're here in Phuket.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome to the webinar.
So we're at Nomads today. We got a suitcase I packed for the trip today, and we're going to talk about exciting stuff today. Co-living, co-working, startups. What a great space. And it's all about getting shit done, okay? I love this space because this is what it's about, right? I think one thing when we talk about today's sessions, just a couple of housekeeping items today. We're going to be sending out a recording afterwards, so there'll be a YouTube going out after this. Everybody's going to be getting that. And if you have questions, throw them up on the question and answer thing, and we'll try to get them answered at the end. We've got a lot of speakers today. We have a lot of insights, okay? Why are we excited today? I'm excited today because we're in Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is what happened pre-COVID, okay? What's happening now is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You can look at the downside and everything else, say the world's ending. The world's starting again because COVID-19 has created a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to restart our world. It started for startups. We can take time and look at our businesses. We can stop and we can start something and disrupt our businesses the way that we've never been able to do in our lifetimes. I don't believe this opportunity will ever happen again, okay? So you can look at the downside, but also look at the upside. What we're talking about here is maybe you don't have a job. Maybe you've been let go from other corporate job. Why not do a startup? Why not look at these other spaces and what's going to be the exciting upside from COVID-19? So we can either go down or we can go up, and I want to go up today. So our first speaker is David Abrahams. David Abrahams is the co-founder of Outpost. David's usually in Bali, but unfortunately he couldn't get there today, right? I think did you miss the plane, David? Anyway, David Abrahams.
In Singapore.
Outpost.
Thank you very much. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Tell you a little bit about Outpost. Outpost is a network of live work social spaces focusing on the remote working community. It was something that was near and dear to my heart when we started in 2016. I had been working remotely myself for about 6 years. And my partner and I set up this space in Bali as a side project. It was something that we wanted to do on our own. Bill, is there feedback on this?
No, you're all good.
Okay, great. So we set up this destination for remote workers, and we noticed something about it that was a little bit different than standard co-living. And I can let Charlie weigh in a little bit about co-living, but the way we see destination co-living and co-living is that in cities, if you need a place to stay, co-living offers a community. It offers an ease of lifestyle transition. Ultimately, what people have the desire for when they're living in a city is a place to live. But destination co-living is something that's different, where co-living is a long-term solution for people who live 6, 12, 18 months. Destination co-living is a little bit different. It's a medium stay model. It's focusing on shared experiences. Now, people who are coming out to our location are interested in far more than a place to live, a place to sleep. What they're really looking for is a new lifestyle. And so when they come to a place for a destination co-living, it's an immersive experience that transcends living. It also comes to work, social experiences. So destination co-living is not about amenities and it's not about costs. It's really about a lifestyle. And that lifestyle is drastically changing. Why? Because the remote work era has begun. Asia, Europe, the US, companies across the spectrum are switching to remote work. And this isn't just a change for COVID, it's a permanent change. People are going to be allowed to be away from the office for days, weeks, or months at a time. And when a whole new set of people are really untethered from the office, they're gonna move, especially millennials and Gen Zers. They're about to turn remote work into anywhere work. Now, why? Because they wanna travel and they wanna be where they wanna be. Nearly 9 out of 10 want the flexibility to live wherever they'd like, and nearly half are saving money just for the experience to travel. So away from the office, they're ready to move. And what we're seeing that play out right now. As Skiff reported earlier this week, 30% of their travelers as Skiff reported about American Airlines earlier this week, 30% of their travelers are now under 30. That's a tripling from what it was last year, and they're heading to resort destinations. So we're seeing an increase in the number of people who are working remotely, and at the same time, we're seeing countries adopt long stay models. We're allowing people to extend their stay well beyond the 30 days. And just considering or changing their visa regime. Look at over the past decades ago, amenities. What amenities in the room? What was able to be provided? Then there was a switch, really focusing on what were some of the services that people needed. About 10 years ago, the words on the street were about experience. How do we enable experience with our people, with our guests? But now, and I think Vikram can echo the experiences, is that people really want a shared experience. They want to be interacting with other people within a community of people who share their values. And communities are really based on proximity. And what this younger generation really wants is to be immersed in experience. And so when I look at these hotels that are adding co-working spaces to their lobbies, I see it's a way to drive revenue, but it's really something that misses the mark. It's like a hotel understanding, is hearing there are a lot of basketball players out there and putting a basketball court in their lobby. Sure, you can put a basketball court in your lobby and you might be able to rent it out, but there are a lot of unintended consequences of putting a basketball court in your lobby. It fit with your brand and it doesn't push anything, it doesn't push your agenda longer. And so what anywhere workers want is something more, right? What we see that anywhere workers want is something more than a room. They want a supportive community. When they come out to us, it's a question of who's there, not what's there. They want to be an idyllic destination for sure. And because they're workers, they want a business and professional growth opportunities. They want to know that when they get there, they're not putting their career on hold. They want to have a positive impact in the environment that they're in. They want to know that they're contributing. They want a place to stay and work for sure, but they want to be independently dependent. What I mean by that is they want to be in a place where they have the flexibility to go out and explore on their own, but really come back and be a part of a community as if they were when they were in university. Experiences. What this generation knows is what's out, is you can have a fabulous experience, but it's far more enriching when you're sharing that with others. And the question is, what don't they need? Well, they don't just need a bed and a pillow. They need something far more. So when we see this new hospitality, this destination co-living segment really matches the moment. Right? One, we're seeing more remote workers, so we've got millions of people who are living a new lifestyle. Right now, with the challenges of COVID, we're seeing asset owners reassess what they're looking for and how they're going to be driving in a new era. And a destination co-living model focused on authenticity really has lower conversion costs and therefore leading to a higher ROI. Younger generations are looking for authentic brands and reasons to get together. And going back to what Vikram provides and focusing on entrepreneurship, it's something far beyond the living. It's something that people can really buy into. And the new era of leisure has arrived. It's not business, then leisure. It's now live, work, live, work. It's in a complete lifestyle. And therefore, a new segment is ready to go. And destination co-living, when it's done right, can really transform travel from these one-off, one-time events. Right? These trips that you go on and you come back and you feel relieved and distressed and going back into the office, into a series of ongoing authentic experiences within a community. So you're immersed in a space for a while, you're in Bali, you're in Cambodia, you're in Sri Lanka, and you're able to move to a new place within a community. So you really feel support. supportive. And when I look at Outpost's future and where we're going, we see our role there is to unite and empower a movement of global citizens and creatives to live lives by our values, which in Outpost is defined by exploration, personal and professional growth, and connection. It's about offering the new generation something more than a bed and a pillow. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, David. Okay, great to hear you talking today. When are you going back to David? Sorry, when are you going back to Bali, David? Hello, David. We've lost David there. Okay, next up, actually, we're going to be talking to David Johnson up in, he's smoking in the soys up in Sukhumvit. Sumi,
Oh.
that's up.
Yes, well, this time our webinar is going to be a little bit different. We're going to ask a question. There's a polling after David's talk. So here's the question. Which travel age group is going to come back post this crisis?
Okay, so everybody in the audience, you can fill that out on screen. We're going to be up for about 15, 20 seconds. We're going to get some feedback and see what's happening. You guys got to go. Get shit done, right? That's what we want to do. Okay, Paul? Okay, thanks. Okay, here, you got 15 seconds. We'll
Whoa.
go back to the box.
There you go. Oh!
Okay, David Johnson's on hold there. He's going to be smoking up soon. So we're seeing the results, and not unamazingly enough, we're seeing it's like edge to edge, 24 to 35. Every research we've done is about the same thing. Okay, that's interesting because everybody is coming with the same opinion. We're seeing people slowly go up. We got 70% for millennials. Okay, millennials are going to win. Our next speaker is David Johnson, and he's going up to Life with Kun Lake, and they're going to be cooking in the kitchen or smoking in the soys there. David, Bangkok, how are you? David? Where's the ball? Oh, take care of the ball. We're trying to get a hold of David. David's up there somewhere up in Sukhumvit, Soy 8, right? I think he's coming to us any minute, right?
I think
David.
you're here.
You're on.
Right. Hi, everyone. Hey, Bill, love the T-shirt, by the way. I'm sure you've had no comments about that so far. Today I'm in Life. Life is in Bangkok, central Bangkok, and I'm with the ambassador of Buzz, Kun Lake. Kun Lake, hi.
Hi, David. Hi, everyone. I'm Lake Sukanya, the ambassador bus of Live Sukhumvit 8 Bangkok.
Right, Sukhumvit 8. We're in downtown Bangkok. Ambassador of Buzz.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So basically, I am the creative mind who curating the events at the property, also engaging the communities around us. So some people give the definition of this title as the individual contributor from marketing. That pretty much sum up everything.
Right, the
Yeah.
creative mind. You'll notice we are sufficiently socially distanced. I'm seeing that also with you in the studio there, Bill. So that's great. Hey, just give me a quick preview of Life. Actually, where are we now? What is this place?
So this is the social kitchen, but we like to keep it like quirky. That's why we call it Born, because we give different definition of each area in the property. So Life is the co-living concept accommodations. Of course, we do provide the short stay and long stay accommodations, but we also like host events at the property from time to time as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And actually, so we're in the social kitchen, and we're going to be demonstrating the social kitchen a little bit later. We've got something coming up called Somtam Shake. So and so we're going to be doing that in a bit. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah.
What's that?
So that's the lucky door that I believe it would bring you wealth. So you can find it every restaurant that the vendors believe that this is the lucky door, but we use the bear here as this represents the freedom, because Life stands for live your freedom. And this also inspired by the flower market. That's why a lot of flowers here. One particular flower there is Dao Reung, the marigold, that I believe that would bring the prosperity to the property.
Okay.
Yeah.
So got plenty.
Yeah, colorful,
bright, zany,
vibrant.
colorful, and got meaning too. That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about the location that you're in. You're in Soy 8.
Yeah.
How are you using the location, using the destination? Are you embracing the destination to promote the hotel, to connect the destination, the community? What are you doing?
Yeah, of course, local community is like very important. So we have done some pre-work here for a year. That's why we come up with the idea of Life Goes Local, so that like we work a lot with the local collaborators, like the designers, the artists, also the business owners. So from this neighbor, like, you know, like 3 kilometers circle. So we got partnerships at every restaurant that give us like 10% discount up to 35% discount. So this is how lovely the community is. And then we work with the designer, for example, Julie Baker and Summer, who is the young, very cool designer. Curated the customized neighborhood guide just for life school with egg. Give the look of everything, of where to go, what to eat when we're here in Bangkok, once we're here in Sukhumvit Soy 8.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Sukhumvit Soy 8 is a cool soy. It's got its own vibe. Right?
Yeah, it's very different from
That's
Soy 11,
No,
like
that's
meat,
right. Hey, so tell us about the Somtam Shake. What are we going to do today? Then we can, shall we start the prep?
Yeah.
Or tell us why Somtam. What is Somtam?
Oh,
Anybody who doesn't know.
Yeah, you know Somtam, right? So it's one of the most favorite, most popular dishes, like local dishes. But this, I got the idea of the food prep tent lately. So here we got this packaging.
Okay.
I'm not sure you know what it's called.
No, what is it?
So this is pinto.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it literally means bento. Yeah, so this is how we like prep our food that carry around sustainable, of course. So I put some ingredient here that then we'll later on cook it.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can kind of
Sure.
prep and talk.
Sure,
If you like, you know.
sure.
So why don't we get
Yeah,
started with
first
that?
thing first, like push it forward to open the
Okay.
packaging, the
All
bento.
right.
Yeah, and then on
Now
the
what
first
happens?
here, I put the topping and dressing here.
Okay.
Yeah. So here I put the pre-made syrup that made from palm sugar, fish sauce, and then the
Okay. I can smell that
lime.
fish sauce already.
yeah,
that's
and the
for sure.
peanuts. Are you allergic to anything?
No,
They are
I'm
all
good.
good, right?
I'm
And
good.
then
Fish sauce.
the
you wanna spill
fresh
it,
chili.
vegetables here, Okay.
yeah, to spice up a little bit. And then we got this long beans, lime, and then tomatoes.
Right.
And the main ingredient, shredded papaya.
Magic ingredient.
Yeah,
so,
magic.
So what do we do with this? Should we
So
start,
this
should we
is
start,
the-
start putting it together?
Mason jar.
Okay.
Yeah, so then basically you mix everything in here. May start with the shredded papaya.
Okay.
It's the whole.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So fun fact about papaya, you know, it's like
I'm already struggling here. You can
Yeah.
see I don't spend much time
in the kitchen. Yeah,
Uh,
can't tell. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, papaya like, you know, contains super high vitamin C.
Okay.
I think this perfectly fits weather this day. It's
Okay.
raining heavy in Bangkok now. Yeah, and then you
Goodness.
can put it off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I'll keep it here
Trying to.
like 3/4.
All right.
And then I put the long beans.
Okay. Long beans next.
Yep. Like as much as you want.
Okay. What do we do with these limes?
So you
Long
just like
beans.
squeeze it.
Limes.
Yeah.
Squeeze it. Okay.
But do you like sour?
Sure.
Always can try.
Okay. The Somtam Shake.
Yep.
How about that? You opened when?
On the July 31st,
Oh.
not so long ago.
No, good time.
Yeah.
That must have been a bit of a challenge.
It's this
I'm full almost here.
yeah.
Do I
Yeah, just
it in?
squeeze it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cafe lime.
Yep.
Goodness, that looks good.
Yeah, back to the question. I think before we have set the target, of course, it's still like millennials for the target audience, but after the COVID, we have to retarget
Right.
the strategy as well, so that we now focus more on the domestic travelers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we come up with a lot of like online activities like this one that I participate in. And also Ascot also launched its campaign called Ascot Care,
Okay.
just to reassure the guests for our hygiene standard.
Okay.
We also won the HHA, which is the local like health and safety award. So this to make sure if you stay with us, like worry free.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. How much of this should I put? Okay, it's in.
Yeah.
It's in.
Yeah, sriracha, I can't handle much spicy, so I will put
Okay.
it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't say I was going to try.
Yeah, just for the color pop.
Okay.
And then
Gotta close
close
this
it.
up.
Yeah, make sure it's firmly closed. Yep.
Okay.
And then
What
all
do
we
we do
need
now?
is just
What do we do
shake
now? Like
it.
this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
easy,
on.
right?
Well, it could be a cocktail.
Yeah.
With it shaking, but
Yeah, I do love the idea of food prep. You know, that allow
Oh.
you to plan your food ahead, your meal ahead.
How's that?
Yeah, make
Oh,
your
it's
life
gone
healthier.
down a bit. Good,
Yeah, that's
good,
it.
good, good. Can you try that?
Sure. Okay.
Utensils. Okay. Chopsticks.
Yep. Mm,
Good.
how's your?
That's spicy, actually.
I know, right? Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Mhm.
Right, I think we're going to have, on that, we're going to finish our food here and we're going to
Yep.
hand back to you, Bill. In Phuket. Thanks very much. Over
Thank
to
you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Okay, ready?
Yum, this is good.
Is that really spicy?
I'm blind. Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Bill,
like
are you
it,
in
right?
cloud nine?
I am.
Yeah.
Wow, you're just traveling
ปัด
through
แล้ว
skies.
โอเคขอบคุณค่ะ
Okay, so now we're on to the post question number 2 for Kun Lake. Okay, what?
and then we do the record part
And the question is,
ตลกใช่ไหม
What do
ต
you
ลก
think?
อะไรอย่างเงี้ย
what do you think is one of the methods of engaging in loyalty in the future for the hospitality industry? So these are the 4 answers to choose from. So you've got a few seconds to give your answer. I should get Bill back from Cloud 9. Are you okay there, Bill? Can you see?
Oh, here you are. Okay, sorry. Yes, sorry. There you go. Okay. I'm back. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
How are we? What are the results?
Okay, what can I see? Looks like majority is going for lifestyle services.
Okay, we're going to give a prize afterwards. Anybody who mentions the word lifestyle gets fired and actually sent somewhere else, right? Actually, they'll have to go to America. They'll have to go to Florida and vote for Donald Trump. That's your penalty, right? A fate worse than death, voting for the cheating Tweedo. Okay. Sumi, what's up next? We're going to be talking now with Yvonne Niao from Singapore. Yvonne, you've been sitting there patiently down there. I know quiet. Now you want to make some noise. Yvonne, re-logo. What's happening with co-living? Interesting space. Is it alive? Is it dead? Is it going to be a great thing? What's happening?
Hi everyone, so I'm Yvonne from Relogo. One of our platform is a co-living home rental marketplace. Therefore, I'll be sharing my insights on co-living in APAC today. I just want to make sure everyone can see my slides clearly. So just to start off, we want to just touch on what co-living means in this region. I think, to simplify co-living, it is a service apartment with a focus on community. We see 2 types of co-living markets in this region. The first in key APAC cities like Singapore, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Sydney, where the key focus, the core audience are the large expat communities in the region. And then there are a second type of market in cities like Bangkok, Jakarta, Manila, where we see more local demands because, with high traffic, difficulty of getting work, you see locals staying in co-living accommodations on weekdays and then potentially returning home on weekends. So 2 distinct markets that we witness in this region. And I think for what we witness, the original focus from co-living providers is always about community, connecting a newcomer in the city to an immediate community of like-minded individuals. And curation of housemates is key. In the beginning, when providers are starting, if the client doesn't suit their community, their brand, they might not even take the client on board. However, as brands grow and expand and revenue and occupancy becomes a core focus, that's when we would then see community being a secondary factor and obviously occupancy being, the most important factor. So co-living definitely offers economies of scale to both your client and provider. With clients, you are able to share utilities, share on household expenses. And with providers, it's managed quite differently, where you see a group of a team managing apartments in scattered locations. There isn't a local team in each apartment. So they rely on technology and communication platforms like WhatsApp to communicate with their clients. And I think the driving forces in the region is really clear. Housing affordability in urban cities are just rising. It's causing the younger generation to not be able to afford to buy a house or rent on their own. Just referring to the latest award-winning movie Parasite, you see the working adults in Seoul having to live in semi-basement apartments that are not the best. And therefore, you know, that's why people are turning towards co-living as a viable option. We also see what we call extended adolescence, where millennials are now having a delay in home ownership. They value experience, they want to work internationally. There is a sharing culture where not just for home sharing, car sharing. So the rise in this is obviously creating a perfect audience for co-living as well. Flexible lease, all-inclusive, move-in ready accommodation in these cities are, you know, the best accommodation solutions for this audience. So as a result, we definitely see a high occupancy in this region. You know, great secured fundings for co-living providers that are opening up in APAC, and a steep rise of operators from 50 in 2017 to now more than 180 co-living operators. So based on the driving forces that I just mentioned, co-living audiences are definitely seeking for these core values: convenience, community, flexibility, and affordability. And the typical profiles are audiences in their 20s to 40s. They might be students or white-collar working adults in entry and mid-management roles. Anywhere from individuals, couples, and what we see very often are also families and pet owners. Pet owners always find it difficult to rent, so co-living provides a great solution for them. And when we see co-living providers starting off their brand, typically they start off with flat shares. They will rent out a couple of units in condominiums scattered across cities. Giving an example, Common Town, a Korean co-living brand, when they first started in Singapore, they rented a couple of units within a condominium apartment. And what they did was they gave access to their clients to use the different shared spaces within the condo. So one living room might be focused on the dining experience, another one's for movie nights, and then the next one might be for game and library. So all the clients staying within that same condo have access to all the shared spaces. And then the expansion of that are beyond condominiums, are walkout apartments and shop houses. We have a brand in Singapore called Fitment that offers boutique suites in beautiful shop houses all across Singapore. And after a brand grows and they receive investment, then we see them taking on an entire building, a full stack building, sometimes carving out facilities for like co-working spaces, gym offerings. And then there are other brands like Life by Escort, Coolive, ST Co-Living, where they operate under service apartment or hotel licenses, so they can capture short-term demand as well. And short-term in Singapore's regulation is less than 3 months stay. So with the remote work and gig economy growing in popularity, co-living spaces are emerging as a fantastic way to also combine life and work, just like Outpost. So you see a trend of also, we call it nomadic co-living, where digital nomads go to unique destinations to not only live, but also work. And with business models from co-living providers, typically, most of them start off with direct rental with landlords or property agents, or a master lease of a full stack building. With the impact of COVID, we definitely also see more landlords willing to work with the providers on a profit share model, allowing providers to take on rental at a lower rate and then offering a profit to the landlords after the unit is leased out. But the shift that we witness is the goal of providers moving towards an asset-light model, very typical of like a hotel management model. And we also saw that trend with co-working providers, where they would like to stay as an operator and just manage the units for landlords and property agents. So to conclude, the impact of COVID on co-living, we definitely see a rise of demand from the local community. Definitely in Singapore during COVID, where we had a circuit breaker of 2 months where everyone was where everyone had to stay at home and work from home. You see a lot of locals, just stressing out from the lack of privacy. And then as soon as circuit breaker was over, everyone was coming onto our platform looking for short-term accommodation solutions. So co-living becomes a viable option as well. You do see, as mentioned by the earlier speakers, hotels and service apartments now converting rooms or lobbies into co-working and co-living spaces. And as mentioned, landlords and providers working together on a profit share model instead of just a direct rental for co-living providers. And interestingly, co-living providers also branching out on their offerings. So just example, Hamlet started off as a pure co-living accommodation solution. Now they're also offering furniture leasing, listing marketplace, or some of the brands are also offering consultancy service on setting up office spaces, designing homes. So interesting changes because of COVID. And, you know, I think co-living is definitely here to stay. There's way more exciting things coming up. A lot of great brands that are showcasing itself around the region. And that concludes Relogo sharing for today. Thank you.
Okay, enough of the tennis. So can we get back to work? I mean, this co-living, it's no time for tennis.
This is work-life balance, Bill.
No co-living, we're going back to
Lifestyle,
co-working,
it's
okay?
my lifestyle choice.
What's our question?
Oh, question.
Oh,
Yes,
can you
we
hold
do
my
have.
ball for- No, sorry. No, so I can do it later. Okay.
Yes, polling question for Yvonne's session. Okay, so the importance of community element co-living providers. Pressure to expand and perform. So what are the importance? Whether it's important, somehow important, no longer curated, or remains as a key feature. So what's going to be?
Yeah, that's going to be kind of critical in terms of what's happening there. Ooh, okay. Where are we going there? It's going way up, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's remaining a key feature. I think that's by far the winner. Okay, it becomes a key feature. That's going to be another story. Oh wait, I'm in jail. I'm Donald Trump. Okay, wait. We're going back to our session here, and we're going to be talking to Bikram. Bikram it's an interesting concept down with Draper House in Singapore. You know, in terms of what they're doing, engaging with co-living kind of hostels together with startups. Right. That's one of the big topic of our discussion. Bikram, Singapore. How are you today? We're going to cut right over, and we're going to find our balls. Okay. Thanks.
Hi, Bill.
How's it going?
Good to see you. I wish I was playing tennis. All right, let me jump into it. Hey, Bill, can everyone see the screen? Hello?
Yeah. Yep, all good research.
All good? Okay. All right, a quick introduction to Draper Startup House. This is a long presentation, but I'll skip through it, not bore you. Oh, how do I go to the next one here? Okay. We have a thesis at the company, which is that entrepreneurship is the most powerful tool we have to pretty much solve all our problems on the planet, especially now. During these times, we want to sort of foster this powerful tool that humanity has. So that's our sort of core thesis. And we have a very ambitious mission, which is we want to help create 1 million businesses in the next 10 years. So that's really our mission. This is exactly what we are trying to do through all our spaces, through all our efforts. Our goal is in the next 10 years, we want to help build 1 million businesses. And we're using sort of the spaces around the world to drive towards this one critical mission. This is our ecosystem that we have around the world. The ecosystem consists of a university in San Mateo, which teaches entrepreneurship skills to people from all around the world. We have a Draper Venture Network, which is an alliance of 24 venture capital funds around the world. We have an accelerator, which sort of does sci-fi tech. So it's a very robust global ecosystem of entrepreneurship, and we are one of the pieces in this ecosystem. And the goal is to have sort of capture these traveling ideas, traveling minds, traveling talent all around the world through our spaces, and have them really move around into the exploration and the education and the incubation into the funding. So this is really at the heart of what we are really trying to do with Draper Startup House. We love this new term called entrepreneurial tourism. And I feel this is, in a way, I hope we can really achieve and create this category, because when I was backpacking around the world, I spent 2 years traveling around the world. You know, I did a lot of pub crawling, and I wish all the, you know, the spaces I went to had pub crawls mixed in with, hey, let's meet lots of companies in Berlin, let's meet companies in Manila, let's meet companies in different parts of the world that I was traveling to, so that I would build my business connections as I was backpacking. This is a little bit of a shift in the model of what currently exists today. We're trying to create this vertically integrated model where in one space you have budget, mid-tier, affluent, high-end, all of those options in one building. And the reason we think we can achieve that is because we're not targeting on a specific budget category. We're targeting on a specific personality category. And so the model has been proven that it can work. The goal here is to really aggregate all of these ideas through physical spaces, put them to our community, and then on top of that, get them integrated into this global entrepreneurship ecosystem that we have. Currently, we have locations in 10 countries around the world, and we have about 25, 30 other countries where we're having active discussions for expansion. So in the US, we have a space in Austin. In Europe, we have a space in Lisbon and in Estonia. And then, you know, a lot in India, one in Bangalore, and then Bali, Yangon, Manila, Chiang Mai is our latest one in Thailand. And we have a really big space in Manila. Okay, quickly running through just a few slides here. We're very much an education company, and we're trying to create sort of better ways of educating and giving people the chance to learn. Here's a sort of a roadmap of all the different programs we have. I'll skip through these here. We're called Power Up series. We have the engineering Power Up program. We bring students from Australia all around the world to like Singapore, and we do this immersive education programs, and they all stay with us in our spaces. This is something we did right before COVID. You can see a lot of young university students that we work with. We do retreats of executives. We take them out to different places and do immersive programs. We educate people on sort of investments. And we have a ventures fundraising platform, which helps people raise money for their companies. And what we do is we're a global syndicate, and we make investors from around the world and startups from around the world, and we help them fundraise. We have a membership program called DEN, which you can join. You can go to our website, draperstartuphouse.com, and become a member of this entrepreneurial community, which is a global community. We're doing a lot of online events now because of COVID, but generally we do a lot of networking opportunities in our spaces. We bring expert panels, and we do discussions around themes. We do a lot of speaker series. We do a lot of tech events. You know, and we have fun. So we do social events as well, you know, yoga and et cetera, creatives. And our goal is to give voice to all these young entrepreneurs around the world. So we do a lot of content creation and media. We have a podcast, and this is our beautiful team around the world. We have about 60 members, you know, in all these different countries. So yeah, that's it. I'll stop sharing now. Feel free to reach out to me, and Bill, you can share this presentation with the public if you would like.
Okay, that's great, Vikram. And just a reminder for all you guys out there, if there's these presentations today, we'll be sending those along with a link to the YouTube so you can see it all again. Didn't get enough, you get it twice. Now we're here again with,
Oh,
sorry.
I'm about to go for my
So
siesta.
the co-living, co-working thing is weird because I've got my pillow, but I'm at work. I'm confused. Somi, what's our next poll question?
Okay, well, here's the question from Vikram. Okay, which of these countries or region do you think that we'll see most of the tourists from? So we've got the option USA, Europe, or China.
Who's coming back? Is it going to be the North Americans? Is it going to be the Europeans or the Chinese? Mainland China. Oh my God, we know where this one's going. even I can figure this one out, right? You know, without a
Wow.
doubt. Here in Phuket, actually, it's big news here for Phuket. Next week, we're going to see 120 mainland Chinese coming from Guangzhou to Phuket. There's going to be the first actually return to travel in Southeast Asia. So it's going to be interesting. Next Thursday on the 8th, that's going to be interesting. So, you know, pray for us and everything else. So I hope it goes well. I think we're over to our next session. We're going to talk to Charlie Rozier in London. Now, she got up early. She's a little sleepy, but I think she's there. David Johnson's going to be speaking to her as well. So I think David's still up in Bangkok and Soe. So, you know, a lot of technology. David, Charlie, are you guys there? I see Charlie. You just need David.
Yeah, I'm here. Charlie, you there?
Whoa.
Can you hear me?
I can't see Charlie. Is Charlie there? Hello, Charlie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good
Great,
morning.
loud. No, that's right. Thank you so much for joining. So I've just a little bit to know about my whereabouts. I'm in Life. That's where we're doing this from, which is in Bangkok, and that's on Soi 8. And I moved up to one of their rooms just to kind of get a little bit more millennial-esque, you know. And we're going to be talking about you know, about co-living, co-working. You've got a lot of experience in this area. How's things for you currently in London?
It's been a tough year, not going to lie to you. And we're obviously still in the midst of quite a lot of high rate of infection and kind of a semi-lockdown. Certainly the pubs and restaurants are shut after 10 p.m, which is a disappointment for everyone, I think.
Not good.
Not good. But it's good to be hearing from all you guys in Asia. Obviously, I lived out there for a long time, and certainly missing the weather as we enter winter here.
But let us just let us know. Just give us a bit of an idea about the co-living and co-working market in London. You know, a little bit of background on your business, just so people don't know you, just to familiarize them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm sitting here from our co-working space in central London. We offer a completely flexible co-working space, but the USP or the niche is that we have an on-site nursery. So we're specifically for working parents with children under 3. What's going on? I mean, we were forced to shut, as most offices were, and nurseries and schools and everyone really, during kind of May, April, June. But we're back up and running, and actually have seen a lot of new members join us in the last few months. We're certainly seeing the kind of green shoots of recovery, and back to kind of earlier points, really, I really do believe this is the time of opportunity for many businesses. If we can just kind of get through the next 6 months and use this year as a learning, really.
Brilliant. Love your positivity, Charlie. Really do. So tell us a little bit about those opportunities. What sort of opportunities are you seeing?
Well, I think there is a lot of fragmentation within the co-working sector here in the UK and in London particularly. I think we're going to see some businesses, you know, go under. I think there's a lot of M&A activity. One of the largest service office providers has just raised kind of 315 million to take advantage of some M&A activity. The commercial real estate market is kind of really suffering. Obviously, the UK high street is talked about a lot. They've just implemented new changes to planning in early September, which allows for much greater flexibility. They've kind of classed together numerous different uses under one planning category. So that includes restaurants, retail, takeaway, co-working, nurseries. I mean, pretty much anything you can flex your space now. So I think there's a lot of innovation happening in the sector.
Are you noticing any I don't know, maybe pre-COVID has so COVID lifestyle changes have been accelerated by COVID. Are you seeing anything in particular in that area that's driving change, that's driving the market?
Well, absolutely. I think, you know, people have touched upon it earlier in this panel, is that, you know, flexible work is here to stay now. Big businesses, small businesses, you know, everyone has embraced it, and it's kind of becoming enshrined in law here in the UK now, which is great. I think, you know, for our business offering a nursery on site, I think if anyone's tried to work from home with a child during lockdown will know just how hard that was, and the importance of childcare. the importance of the sector for the greater economy. You know, there's a lot of focus on investment into the care sector as a way of generating more jobs for the UK economy. Without childcare, you know, it is impossible to work. So yeah, I think lifestyle people are taking, have enjoyed this time. You know, a lot of people have enjoyed, you know, not having to do the hour and a half commute every day, kind of working to their own time schedule. So hopefully some of these positives we'll see them in 2021 and beyond.
Yeah, that sounds great, and it's really positive. Flexi working is here to stay, and Mum's going to hopefully have an easy time working courtesy of what you're doing, which sounds fantastic. What about some of your learnings? I mean, you're not new to this space. You're a real pioneer in the space in London. What are some of the learnings that you've, if you don't mind me saying? Sorry, I don't want to embarrass you, Charlie. But I mean, but any of the kind of the learnings that you've seen, some things that it's really good to give advice to people. And as you're not new to it, some of the things that you think, oh, I can't believe I did that. That was a mistake, or that really worked. Is there anything you can share?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think one of the biggest things that I've learned this year is that community really needs to be authentic. I think, you know, one of the reasons that we're still here and, you know, have had people return to us is that, you know, we did move very quickly to supporting our community online and digitally. We kept up, you know, we basically turned our nursery into a digital offering, which meant that, you know, everyone could continue to see each other, the children could continue to see each other. And I think that, you know, being able to communicate effectively with people has been super important. And the other thing I think is really that service, and I think one of the polls touched upon this, but I think service is even more important. You know, I think loyalty from people is feeling, you know, respected, valued, and again, back to that genuine, authentic service.
No, it's absolutely great. What does the future hold? I mean, flexi working is here to stay, which is great. So, what are the, you know, you're looking into your crystal ball. What are we going to be doing in 2-3 years? I mean, everyone's talking about this great accelerator because of COVID. I mean, how, you know, where's it all going? Is it going, you know, down a crazy digital fast track, or where's it going, Charlie?
It is difficult to say. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball, and there's a lot of different opinions. I mean, I certainly feel here in the UK that at the moment it's very hard to see where the dust is going to settle. You know, we're almost just kind of standing still, waiting to see what the next kind of 6 months has in store for us. I do hope that there will be, you know, more flexibility, more empowerment of employees. But I also believe in the office environment. You know, I do believe that you need to have a place to come to work. You know, not everyone's home is equal. Not everyone's Wi-Fi is good at home. Not everyone has an office or, you know, a spare bedroom to work from. I think you need to be together, to really work together as a team, as a business. So, you know, I hope that it's just a more balanced working environment, and you know, maybe 3 days on, 3 days off, and just a lot more focus on employee well-being and mental health. Right. I think that those are valuable points. Charlie, please stick around. Charlie and Rosia, founder of Cuckoos in London. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you so much for sharing with everyone today. Bill, back to you. Having me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, there's so many
Goodness, good catch.
Exactly, good catch. What do we have?
Okay, next question from Charlie.
Oh.
So is the co-living for singles, couples, or can it attract families? So let's see what the answers are. Oh! A bit of warning, Bill.
Sorry. Where are we going with this question? What do we think? Is co-living singles or couples? Yes, couples. Exactly.
I should be throwing that ball at you.
Exactly. Would be. Let's see how this families go. That's something more interesting. I think it's going to come into play when we talk to Luca Doty next in terms of what they're doing with Homa. So we're down the wire. This is even getting better. It's wire to wire between couples and families. They're running. Wait, the kids are. Okay, we lost the wife, we lost the husband. Families are ahead. So at the end of the day, we're looking at singles are still a majority, but there is a market for families and there is a market for couples. We're going to Luca Dote, who's in Singapore, but who's doing projects in Thailand with a rollout and co-living Homa. And I think what's interesting about this for me as a hotelier is this is a recurring cash model. It's not necessarily like a traditional hotel play. Luca, Singapore, how are you guys?
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for having me. Hi, everybody. Homa is a network of affordable residential projects with hospitality features in Thailand. And before I dig into the product, I wanted to give you a bit of context around the demographics of workforce housing today and the demographic of workforce, sorry, and what is going to be in the next 5 years. So today, if we look at millennials, Gen Z, they represent less than 50% of the global workforce. But in 5 years, baby boomers will be gone. They will be, enjoying their retirements in a nice country house somewhere. And 70% of the workforce will be millennial and Gen Z. So understanding what these guys want in terms of housing is most of it, I would say that 50% of them, and these are US data, so in Asia it's probably more, they still dream of owning a house and achieving the traditional symbols of accomplishment in life. But the reality is that rising prices, urbanization, student debt, they're making all these goals unattainable. So the younger generations, they're living this dichotomy that basically make them live in a limbo in which they dream of something that they cannot really achieve, and they spend their life then with living experiences and sharing moments, which obviously with today's technology is particularly easy. So redefining home is very relevant today. It's not a place of long-term permanence anymore, but it's more like where you are every day and what are the experiences that you can share with your peers. Living is a place where you can find comfort, a place where you can work and be productive, and David in Outpost I think was spot on, and a place to connect, and obviously in these current crazy times, a place to be safe. So Homa is the brainchild of a joint venture between Acre and Noon Capital, and it's an owner-operator model. It's rent only, and it wants to redefine and shift the focus of the traditional real estate in Asia from buyers to renters. So the mission is to create the best possible customer experience for young professionals and families looking to rent from 1 day to a year or even longer. And we want to expand all across Thailand. We have 2 projects under development at the moment, one in Phuket Town and one in Chantalay, close to your office, Bill. The one in Phuket Town is right next to the biggest hospital in Phuket. It's called Bangkok Hospital. And the target is really to give housing to doctors, nurses, by international school teachers, but also medical tourists that, obviously they want a place to call home for the 2-3 weeks they need to stick around the hospital. While in Chantalay, which is obviously a famous resort destination, the mission is to provide affordable accommodations to workers in the hospitality sectors, and but also seasonal travelers that in the moment in which they stay in Phuket for more than a few weeks, they want community, they want a kitchen in the place, and they want something more than just an hotel. These are all independent apartments, so we do have obviously sharing facilities and many, but the idea is really to provide privacy when needed and community when wanted. So everyone has his own kitchenette and his own space, but also all the features of a co-living and the communities that is looking for. The key features are obviously a professional management. We own and operate the buildings, and we can really drive the experience of our residents. We can improve the community and drive events. At the same time, we want to be affordable. We want to cater to a wider audience compared to the traditional service apartments. We want to cater to young professionals and families who will have childcare services, and Charlie was very relevant, I think, in her talk. And everything is enabled by technology. So obviously seamless interaction between residents and as well as the property management. We believe in sustainability. It's becoming more and more relevant, and millennials see these as a key features wherever they stay. It can be a home, it can be an hotel. So our projects are pursuing LEED certifications, and obviously we're gonna promote a strong sustainable, a strong culture of sustainability. We're gonna be flexible, 1 day to a year stay, plug and play without any commitment. And our business model, which is vertically integrated, from construction management to architecture and design, from software development to property management, really allow us to put a lot of effort into design and facilities and aesthetics, and produce the best value for money for tenants at affordable prices. Thank you.
Actually, having 2 balls now. It's good. Great one, actually. It's interesting. You can check in for a year. It's like the Hotel California, right? Check in and never leave. That's even a better guess, right? Just have an open credit card there. Great business. Sylvie.
Yes. Next question.
Bowling. What's going on?
Yes. Okay, so
Balls? No, sorry.
no. So in the next 5 years, what will be the key driver for success for co-living market? Do you know the answer to that?
I don't know anything.
What could it be?
Design, we've got community.
Affordability, technology.
Eric Riccati, where are you? You need that affordability price. Is price going to win? It's not. What do you think the results are going to be there?
Technology is not moving, which is surprising.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, top 2. Let's wrap it up. Affordability and community. Those are the top 2, which is kind of not a big surprise, but where we're going is where we think we're going. So a little bit. I think going on. I've got something we've talked about. We've talked about co-living, co-working. What about startups? I know with Lucas when he's doing a startup, but what's the encouragement? Kristen Thorsten's down in Singapore. There.
All right, I'm going to
Hi, Bill.
tennis now.
Oh, here, take the balls, please.
Thank you, Bill. Great introduction, because as you said, this era of COVID is an opportunity for many of us to reconsider what we're doing and explore new avenues, and that's exactly my case. So I used to be a hotel developer, and when the pandemic hit, I said to myself, the last thing that the hotel industry needs today is more hotels, because already before the pandemic, many areas in the region have become oversupplied with hotels. So I decided to team up with my partner, who runs strategic advisory for startups. And many of the startups are tech startups that enable hotels to save money and find new revenue streams. So you've heard a lot, well, maybe not in Thailand, but here in Singapore, there's been quite a lot of talk about hotels as workspaces. And this is one of the opportunities that hotels have today, during this time where they're all half empty or completely empty, is to monetize their spaces as workspaces. And it goes beyond having a basketball team in the lobby, like David mentioned. I mean, I can see it around myself in Singapore and beyond. A lot of people are working from home. They will be working from home. And we are now involved in a startup that is soft launching in Singapore as we speak, called Million Spaces, which is a platform that will allow people to book instantly a very wide variety of spaces, whether it's hotels, co-working space, retail spaces, museums, coffee shops, whatever, any space that can be used for work. And so actually, when you think about it, hotels have some of the nicest and most inspiring spaces in any city. So if you combine that with the hospitality and the service that is inherent to hotels, you actually realize that hotels can be a wonderful alternative from working to home. Because 100% working from home, as has already been said on the panel, is not working. Homes are not created equal, like Charlie just said, and so many things happen through interaction. And by having hotels as to combine it with working from the office or working from home a few days a week, it's a great alternative. So one more thing, the advantage that hotels have beyond traditional flexible workspaces, if I can say that, is that they provide this ultimate flexibility. Hotels are open 7 days of the week, 24/7. I'm not suggesting you should be working night shifts. And they have these wonderful spaces. We're not talking about just the lobbies. There are meeting rooms. Rooms can be used as private offices. You just take out the bed and then you can even have a meeting. And with Million Spaces, we will start with Singapore. We've already signed up the live in Funan. So we've seen the live in Bangkok just now. And many more hotels are signing up. So this is, in my opinion, a great opportunity for hotels to catch this market. I can't hear you, Bill.
Hi, Kirsten. Maybe one last, what really, what are your learnings since you're no longer in the hotel business? So now you're learning to get shit done and not being all that hotel nonsense. What's the best thing about not working really in hotels day to day, but being on the fringe, doing startups and everything else? What's the most exciting thing?
The most exciting things is actually all the things that you learn and experience in the hotel industry that you can apply elsewhere. And the extreme value that hoteliers can bring to startups. So if anyone is out there considering to going down this route, I would absolutely recommend it.
Okay, that's great. Actually, if you could, just maybe 1 or 2 years ago, if you could speak to your 25-year-old self and say, what would you advise? Would you, in terms of a career path now, if I'm getting out of university, I've got a great education, everything else, it's a shit job market, what are you going to do? What's the chance of doing a startup or doing something on your own? What's that advice to you?
To my 25-year-old self? I think it depends on the person. I think, it depends on the person. For many people, starting up in corporate is very good. In corporate, you learn a lot. You learn good processes. I think all my panelists will agree. You do learn a hell of a lot. So it is a good starting ground. But if you are already at 25 years, you know what you're passionate. You know what you want to do. Then by all means, go for it. At 25, I wouldn't have known it. So I'm very glad that I went through some boring corporate experiences before.
Okay, great. So that's great learnings. Unfortunately, we're sitting out. We've gone over an hour, so I think we're going to lose the question and answer. My panelists are not going to be happy. But for all you guys from Beacon, from Yvonne, from Charlie, certainly all getting up in London, still waiting for the toast. The toast is coming soon. Kirsten down and Luca, thank you so much. We're going to be sending out a video of these presentations, and also if you need to contact people on the panel, please let us know. That's what we're here for. I think one thing we know about this space, it's an exciting space to be in. So today it's interesting because we're almost kind of wrapping up soon. And, I actually miss this guy here the most. This is my suitcase, right? Even my wife always asks, when are you going on a business trip again? Today when I left the house, she was like, I could just see her. Yeah. Right? On. So that's, I do miss traveling. And that's what about the Nomad thing is about. Travel will be back. I think that's the thing when we're wrapping up today. Sumi, what's that I hear? Actually, I hear something.
I heard something too.
What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that?
No, I think
happening?
you better go that way.
Off.